Today, I want to introduce to you a very dynamic personality, and her name is Michele. Michele is a U.S. Army veteran, but she's also a scholar in her own field and a humanitarian. A humanitarian from the perspective that she has made a life commitment to research, develop, and provide information to youths that can transform their lives. So, with that being said, I want you to join me in welcoming Michele. Michele, how are you today?
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for inviting me on.
You are so welcome. Michele, I want to talk today about you. I want to talk a little bit about your experience as a U.S. veteran. You have served in the U.S. Army for quite a number of years. Can you talk to us about one, how many years you would have served for, and what really inspired you to become a serviceman and a servicewoman and now a veteran?
Thank you. So I have spent 12 years of my life in the military, serving in the U.S. Army in various capacities. I was 4 years of active duty and 8 years of reserves. So what prompted me to join the military, I wanted, like most other people that are getting educated, that are coming up through career choices, I wanted to expand my career choices. My commitment to service was always there. I wanted to help people, didn't really know how I could go about doing that. And so I joined the military in order to, one, expand my training because it's a great training opportunity that maybe I'll go into with my next generation careers. They have a lot to offer the military. I'm not a recruiter, but there is a lot of great AI and other new age stuff going on in the military. But so I wanted to use it as a training ground for myself. And of course, my commitment to serving others, serving this country. And as I have progressed in my service, I've seen, I became an educator. I've been a teacher for many years while I was in the reserves. And through that time serving my country, serving students in the public school capacity, I found a lot of issues and a lot of red flags about where students were going for their training, for their information. I became worried as a mother. Also, I have a teenage daughter. I became concerned students, children that were coming up to the time of college did not have the right information, did not have enough information, even though there's the worldwide web of information out there. There's maybe too much information or not enough in the right hands. So I really wanted to help students that are in high school going towards their careers. Also veterans, maybe that are people that are high school students looking to join the military, or veterans, people that are coming out of the military, looking at what training programs they might want. I really feel that there's a lack of good information as to what careers are good enough, which careers will command the most salaries and also the most return on investment, or ROI. So I wanted to develop something to give that information to high school students and also to parents, because parents are equally uninformed about what the costs are, what studies they should point their children in the directions of, because there's really so much that's changing right now with AI. No one has a crystal ball, but I've been delving deep into which sectors will be coming out ahead with AI. And so I would like to use my platform to try to help parents and try to help students to understand what will be the hottest careers of the next generation.
Awesome. So you have served in the U.S. Army for 12 years, and 4 years active and 8 years in reserve. You have spent quite a number of those years also interfacing with various fields in technology and so forth. And what I'm so happy about is that, research has shown that some of the major technological breakthrough is founded in with the U.S. Army. I wouldn't get into all of that now. But what I've seen is that you've also used your knowledge and experience that you have gained over many years, and are now developing a brand that can educate parents and that can educate children about making smarter, wiser, more informed decisions as it relates to their career path. The brand that you're building right now is titled the Hot Next Gen Career Program. We have talked about Hot Next Gen careers, and what I love about the Hot Next Gen career is that you're information based, but you're also transformational based in the content of information and data that you're providing. And I want you to talk to me today about three careers or a few careers that we need to keep our eyes on. But just before you go at the careers, what I've learned about Hot Next Gen is that the short and long term focus of Hot Next Gen is to speak about career opportunities, is to speak to things like job security, is to speak to things like financial independence, and that I think is a concern of every parent. A parent wants to know that if I'm going to invest in this particular career path for my child, that in the long term, the benefit is that they're going to have a job. In the long term, they're going to be earning enough that they can live a good quality of life. In the long term, the possibility exists that they may be able to retire early. What I love about your brand is in the short and long term, these are some of the things that the public can expect to know and to learn as you amplify the visibility behind your brand. Enough about that. Can you talk to us now, Michele, about what are some career paths that parents and children pursuing academics should put their focus on?
Sure. So again, there's no crystal ball, and a lot of things have changed with AI. Even in the past year, there's a lot of kind of looking out at what might happen, what will be created. So looking at the job trends over the next 25 years, and I'm focused on fields that are expected to see significant growth due to tech advancements and demographic shifts and evolving societal needs. But here are the key points. So there are some sectors that will see huge increases in demand. For example, tech and AI. Of course, we could have projected that one. So AI specialists, machine learning engineers, robotics engineers, like that. Then, of course, healthcare and biotech. There's an aging population in the US. Biotechnologists, telemedicine practitioners. We learned that through COVID. Then there's the sector of environmental and renewable energy that we can't get away from. This renewable energy technicians and environmental scientists as we grow towards emphasizing environmental conservation and climate change. Another sector is data and cybersecurity. Data analysts, with all of the explosion of data across industries, we have to have analysts that can get insight from it. Cybersecurity, of course, because of the cyber threats. Then there's education and skill development, because somebody has to integrate this technology and develop and implement the digital learning tools that we're going to use. And then, of course, these kind of education facilitators that will be prominent to support the continuous education and skill development that we now have to go towards, because it's no longer viable to have a degree that you got 30 years ago. It might be obsolete now for somebody who's still in the job market at, say, 50 years old. So they need to learn some new skills. There is finally advancement in manufacturing and construction. Because there's 3D printing, we need techs to support that. And then people that can develop smart home tech stuff, because people are working more and more from home. And so we need to be able to have technicians to install and maintain the stuff that we're doing from home as opposed to working from an office anymore. So with that, these 6 sectors that are on the up and up, there are several careers that are that we've never even heard of, like neuro implant technician, emotional AI designer, blockchain developer for decentralized finance. These are actually 6-figure careers that one maybe didn't even hear of. So in my Hot Next Gen Career program, I'll be diving into 6-figure careers like that that are exciting because we've never heard of them, exciting because their growth demand between now and 2035, or the next 10 or 15 years, will be 250%, 500%. These are going to grow through the roofs, these type of careers that you can't even believe that you've never even heard of. And that's actually what prompted me to start Hot Next Gen Careers, because of just the names of these careers that I'd never heard of. As a high school teacher, I said, and as a mother of a high school student, I said, let me take a step back and actually see what is going on with the career paths and where should we be pointing our students or our children in the direction of. So
Great.
one more thing, Gary, I want to talk about 3. You wanted me to touch upon
You
3
go on. It's okay. It's
best
okay.
return on investment careers. So ROI is return on investment. That's your time, that's your money, and that's the salary that you can expect. That means return on investment. The best kind of bang for your buck that I found, and there's more than this, but you said 3, so I'm going for 3. One is, and this is based on data. This isn't based on my opinion, and this is only 3. There are many more of them, but one is data scientist. Go figure, because of course all of the data that we have to analyze. So this is a growth rate of more than 35% in the next 10 years. The median pay is over 6 figures. You do need a bachelor's degree, so not all of these are quick fixes that you can just run in, run out, and start earning this. You do need a bachelor's, and but it is a bachelor's, not a doctoral degree. So it's a high demand across multiple industries in a relatively short educational path compared to the potential earnings. And then another one is information security analysts, also way above a 35% growth rate in the next 10 years, median pay over 6 figures. And also, it's just a bachelor's degree. It's not a master's or a doctorate. This is because of cybersecurity threats. And so it's a really in-demand field. And then the last return on investment career that you said 3, so this is the third one. I could go on, but I'll stop. Software developers. The growth rate is above 25% and higher in the next 10 years. It's a median pay well over 6 figures. And it also just requires a bachelor's in computer science or a related field, because the tech sectors are in high demand. And so they give a high pay. So I'll stop it there. There's so much more to go on with the 3D printers and just so much more nuanced and new types of careers that I'll be getting into as we explore these hot next gen careers in a quick way, so that people can be informed quickly and make the best decision possible in a timely fashion to be able to take advantage of these kind of opportunities.
Now, there's a couple of things that you have said that has made me even more impressed with you and what you're doing. It is a fact that parents across the world, many of whom are feeling today that they're investing in an academic path for their kids, only to learn that the academic path is not viable for many reasons. As you would have pointed out, sometimes the career path that you're on, and it is obsolete, or it's going to become obsolete by the time you graduate from your college programs. While all of that is happening, you're also saddled with a debt for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, or even longer. So the analysis that you're doing, the work that you're doing, I see it as one that can really help parents and students to make better, wiser, smarter decisions when it comes to their career path. And with that being said, I do believe that you have a very strong value offer. I want us to look a little deeper in terms of demand, because over the next few years I see that a whole lot is going to be changing in terms of the workflow. A whole lot is going to be changing in terms of skill sets. You talk about the issue of automation and the construction sector. There is also the introduction of changes with transportation. You have AI that is now going to be playing a very pivotal role in how goods and services is transported from one place to the other. I know we haven't gone deep into any of these areas, but from your vantage point, as you look at those various areas that you had spoken about, can you say that what is the short and long term demand for skills in these particular fields?
Like you mentioned, Gary, there are some careers that will be obsolete, and so unfortunately, if you're studying something like that, you kind of got to get onto the track right now to pivot away from something that will be trending downward. So the demand, however, I mean, not all is lost. We don't need to throw up our hands. This is an exciting time that offers us a chance to pivot. And there are programs out there that I'll explore in my next gen careers program that will explore certificate programs that you can use to pivot what you're currently doing to make yourself more marketable. So shorter term certificates to add on to what you're already doing. But the demand there's a projected growth in demand up to 2035 that seems to say that AI demand for these kind of tech jobs are not going to go away. So the growth is sometimes more than 100 or 200% when we're talking about AI used careers, like a quantum computer engineer, an AI ethics consultant, an augmented reality experience designer. These are, like I said, jobs that we might not have ever heard of as a mom and dad and just a regular person. We're not out there digging for this stuff. The demands are like 500% in the next 10 years. And so we can't ignore this stuff. We don't necessarily have time to go out on an individual person to person with our 9-to-5 jobs and being a parent and a member of the community to go out and find this stuff ourselves. That's why I'm trying to not reinvent the wheel, but synthesize the information because it's relevant, it's important, and we don't want to make a mistake with our children's career futures. They're looking at us for guidance, and a lot of us don't know the facts. So I'm out there giving the facts, consolidating the facts of what are the in-demand jobs. It might not be a happy time for you if you're in one of those not in-demand careers, but you can pivot and add something to what you're learning to make yourself more valuable to the job market. And that goes for people who are high school students, that goes for people who are veterans like myself and studied something, trained for something, somebody who's 50 years old who might have trained for something that might be becoming obsolete. It's not a bleak future for you either. You can pivot too. There are lots of in-demand types of jobs where you can get a quick certificate and be able to make yourself more valuable. So all is not lost. We just need to pivot. We need to change. We need to understand what's coming.
Okay.
The right career choice will give you and your loved ones security now and the future. The best careers at lower tuition fees. Next generation job security. 6-figure income security. Financial independence and a chance at early retirement. Hot Next Gen Careers, LLC, is at the cutting edge of next generation careers. Secure a brighter future. Contact us today for more details.
what I'm seeing, Michelle, and perhaps you can talk a little bit about this, there is a massive knowledge gap among parents and children in terms of the best career choices to make. Parents may be making a decision, not taking into consideration that technology is on the up and up, and technology and AI is going to affect the future of our lives. And they may be choosing a career path that may be obsolete because of that knowledge gap. So the big question is, do you have any programs in mind to help fill that knowledge gap? And let me explain. I do believe that the ability to, let us say, host seminars and workshops on these hot career path that is coming up, showing benefits of these programs, I do believe it can really play a very significant role in ensuring that parents are in that no zone, and so they're able to make better, smarter, wiser decision in terms of their career path. Do you have any plans along these lines to host these educational platform for parents and children?
Yes, absolutely. So, what I do the most when I'm not talking to you, Gary, or sitting with my internship, which I have with a high school here where I live, where we're exploring these kind of pathways of careers. What we're doing and what I'm doing on my free time, quote unquote, is contacting the people, the schools, contacting the programs, contacting the companies that are hiring these next gen careers and getting them on my program, getting them to participate in my seminars. I plan to have a monthly seminars in which I'm showcasing certain careers and certain pathways to those careers, different programs that you can get into to start right away, certain employers that are happy to hire you after you finish the program. So this is definitely, Gary, a combined effort between me as a disseminator of information, coupled with companies that are hiring, and also school programs that are teaching these careers and towards these careers, so that we can kind of be a one-stop shop of, this is the career, this is the program you need to study the career, and this is the job you'll have when you finish. So I am trying to get, and I do have already established an end game for many of these careers, so that somebody could just plug in to my program and get themselves a pathway. I've already studied it. I'm doing a lot of research, and I have those connections to boot to help parents and students on every leg of this journey, that they're not alone, that I am the expert here. You can trust me to help you, because I'm in the same boat too with a high school student about to start college. And as a worker who, as a teacher, as a public school teacher, has only made a certain amount of money after many years and many degrees and a great resume, I still am making, as a public school teacher, a lower amount after so much time invested than a lot of these that I'm teaching about careers will start with. They'll start with less money invested, less time invested, and more money than I've accumulated in my annual salary as a teacher after so many years. So I'm excited to introduce these better opportunities to parents and students, so they don't make the same decisions that would make them fall short or make their children fall short of their dreams, because we all have dreams for our children, and those dreams are quite simple. Not to necessarily have them a millionaire, but that would be great too, but to have them start on the right foot where they could potentially be that millionaire in less time than it took Gary you and than it took me.
Awesome, awesome. What I love about what you're saying is that you understand the pain that many parents would have gone through, and you understand the pain that many parents can and most likely will be in if they don't have this body of knowledge that you're sharing. what you have done to help in that effort is to put yourself in that position of strength where you're now going to be hosting regular educational programs that can really reach the parents at the right time, and so as to help them to get the best results that they want for themselves and their loved ones. So I want to say, kudos and congratulations to you. I love what you're doing, and I do believe that you can be, and your platform can definitely be an answer to the concerns that many parents have. So keep up doing the good work that you're doing in that regard. The last point that I want us to look at now is that the public begin to understand more about the hot next gen careers, I wanted to be clear because it's not that we are necessarily saying that all the career paths are going to be cheaper or all the career path is going to be divorced from having, a bachelor's or a master's degree. But what you're doing, you are helping people to make the smartest decision when it comes to their career path. And I think that that's necessary. What I want you to share with us now is perhaps, I know you hinted on it early on, what is the cost factor for some of these new career paths, and what are some of the cost benefits that you have identified so far with the subject matter that you're a specialist in?
Okay, so the cost. So I'm not saying that everything's new and throw out your old career and stop studying to become a doctor. I'm saying that there are other options out there that are in high demand, high growth rates, and with high median pays. So, for example, a nurse practitioner. That's not reinventing the wheel. There are nurse practitioners out there, but the increase in demand because of the baby boom generation now getting older in the US is up a staggering, it will be increased by 38% demand, and the median pay is more than 130,000 a year. You need a master's degree in nursing. There are options to go for a master's degree with a bachelor's. You can do a 2-year degree, associate's degree at a community college. You can switch to a state school, and there are some now programs that are for free to become a nurse practitioner because people have given money to certain programs to do that. But if you would have to pay, there are a lot of ways to skin a cat, right, Gary? There is also a way to join the military and to have them take care of your nursing degree or your advanced degree. They will pay for advanced degrees in the military, not just Army. I'm not a recruiter. Another is medical and health service managers with all of the different health services that are being provided. There's a huge demand, growth rate of almost 30% between now and the next 10 years, with a well over 6-figure income for a median pay, and that's a bachelor's in healthcare administration or related field. Again, a bachelor's degree, you can go to a city university, you can go to a state school. There are ways to do it where you have somebody else pay for it. Like I said, the military will give you money back for your degree if you serve time with them. Physician assistant.
How long does it take to complete this degree?
A bachelor's degree. So that's 4 years.
4 years.
And so you have to weigh in the factors of a 4-year degree, but there are ways to slice it and dice it that you don't pay for that degree.
Yeah, I love that. I really love what you're saying there, because while cost may be a factor, you don't have to worry about the cost because you have multiple options available. And I love that you're using your experience and knowledge as a U.S. veteran to possibly help people to make some of the best decisions. So one way in which you could offset the cost of your career path is to join the Army. I know that you're not recruiting, and I think that's a beautiful strategy. But how long does it take once you would have studied under this platform? What are some of the attachment during and after the study? Do you have to serve? I know in some countries you may have to serve for at least 4 years or 5 years before you exit. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Again, this is something that I'm learning about because it did not happen to me. I was not a
Oh,
doctor or a lawyer in the military, but it is, I believe, a one-to-one ratio. So if they pay for 4 years of your medical school, which I believe medical school is 4 years, then you owe them 4 years of active duty service. And
okay.
but it might not be active duty. It might be able to be reserve. In which case, if you're a reservist, you can have a full-time job. And then you do the military part-time. Again, I'm not a recruiter. This is one way to offset the cost of an advanced degree.
Awesome. All right, Michelle, I must say it has been such a pleasure talking with you today. I know that you have so much of information, and over a period of time, we're going to be digging a little deeper into what you do, so as to help the public to get a much better, clearer understanding of your platform, and possibly reach out and connect with you, where you can now become, their guide in terms their career guide. Is there anything last thing that you would want to say, and before we wrap up today's program?
Thank you. So really, I started this program because I found the need for it. I found the urgent need when, as a parent myself, I started looking around at career options for my daughter, what I think she might want to study or what I think she should study, so that I can give her, as an adult, as a parent, some kind of guidance. And I quickly found that I not only didn't know what would be the hot careers of the future, but if I didn't know it, then others didn't know it, and that this needed to be out there. So I did create this program that I think is going to be invaluable. There's not much like it there for people to know, for parents to know what their students, what their children should study, for teachers and educators like me to be able to also guide and advance the students in their classroom about what might lie ahead, because no one has a crystal ball. But also, most importantly, the times are changing. Not everybody wants to go to college to advance their career. And so we need to talk about that too. What kind of certificate programs, what types of things can children or teenagers do as a career that might not involve college? So these things need to be out there as well. It's not what it used to be, Gary, when you and I were back in the day going to college. It was pretty much a linear, a straight line between college, undergraduate, then graduate school, then maybe doctorate, and then you have your career. Not so much anymore. And so we can take this as a sign of it's encouraging that you don't necessarily need to go through those steps on the ladder, those rungs on the ladder that you and I went through in order to get the same amount of success, and exactly more success than you and I did in a quicker timeline. So we want to explore all of this stuff. It's not even necessarily about going to college. It's about finding a great career fit that you like, that will earn you the best amount of money, so that you have job security, financial security, and that kind of stability that all parents want for their children.
Well, you have said it. I think that information is power, and information do help you to make, better life decision, better career choices. And I can see all of that is going to be coming from your platform, which is Hot Next Gen Careers. So again, Michelle, I must say it has been such a pleasure talking with you. And I know that we are now getting warm up in terms of the information sharing process. And I can't wait for our next conversation on the immediate activities that you're involved with, and the future plans that you have to really impact your community, which is mainly parents and that truly love their kids, and kids that wants to achieve greatness in life. And so keep doing the good work that you're doing, and looking forward to talking with you in the very near future.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Michelle.
The right career choice will give you and your loved ones security now and the future. The best careers at lower tuition fees. Next generation job security. Six-figure income security. Financial independence and a chance at early retirement. Hot Next Gen Careers, LLC, is at the cutting edge of next generation careers. Secure a brighter future. Contact us today for more details.